Welcome back, and this is how to be creative. This is the most general advice probably in this course, but it's something I think that can help you the most and what people ask me the most and what I have been thinking about for 9 years of doing YouTube. How to be uniquely creative. People always give me props for being myself and for making videos that other people haven't done. A lot of people try to copy the 1 Minute Podcast or try to copy my style. Every time I review the Patreon Tier 3 videos, there's always somebody who has the 2018, 2019, like fake deep Sneako type beat videos. It's really predictable from the first few shots of the B-roll because it's really unique to my style. And the reason that it's so unique and it's so predictable is because I wasn't replicating anybody when I was making those videos. And I could tell quickly from the tone of voice, from the B-roll, from the title of a video, when somebody's making a Sneako type beat video. So I think because of this, I know how to be uniquely creative. The first step I learned is that creativity comes from experience. You can only talk about something if you've experienced it. So if you sit online all day, if you're sitting inside and you're in your comfort zone, a lot of people stay in the comfort zone and they never evolve. So you can't just become an artist if you have no life experience. The reason that I like reading Ernest Hemingway so much, I was reading these two books, Farewell to Arms and The Sun Also Rises when I was in Europe, is because Hemingway was so interesting because he has so much life experience. Ernest Hemingway joined World War I, enlisting in the Red Cross, driving ambulances in Italy when he was 17 years old. He also was somewhat involved in World War II. I'm not sure exactly how much, but he was a decorated soldier in World War I. He had expeditions and safaris in Africa. He lived in Cuba. He lived in Florida. He lived in Paris. He had life experience to talk about. If you don't have life experience, then you have absolutely nothing to talk about creatively. Nobody wants to listen to you. What are you going to talk about? TikTok? The Twitch videos you watched? The games GTA? You need to live life in order to be an artist, or else there's no experience. That's why I stream in seasons. I stream for a month, and then it's like a month off traveling, seeing the world, talking to different people, being uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable is one of the most underrated aspects of being an artist, and it's hard, so most people don't do it. I'm telling you, the comfort zone is a trap. A lot of people say that, oh, I want to do this. I've met so many people who are 40, 50 years old who buy a shit ton of camera gear, these weird ass tripods, all these headphones, and they never really do anything with it. I've met Uber drivers and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, I'm really figuring it out. And they're showing me their videos. Like, this is just like a test video and it's well edited and everything, but there's nothing about it. The video is not about anything. They just kind of like the hobby and they like the idea of being creative, but they don't want to take the actual steps because it's scary. People like to stay in the comfort zone of like, yo, I'm just tweaking it and then eventually I'm going to do it. And then, well, you need to take the risk. Being a creative, you need to risk being uncomfortable. Step 2, one of the most important steps I'll tell people is that you need to drop your ego. People are not gonna like everything you do. So separate yourself from your art. Know that what you're putting out is a reflection of something in a time and a place. Just because people might not like it doesn't mean it's a complete reflection of you. That's what happens to me when I don't upload frequently. I start thinking that the next video I post is a reflection of me, and so I start caring about it too much, and then I'm tweaking the color correction and the contrast and everything. You can't overthink that stuff, especially nowadays how content creation is so fast. If you overthink it, then by the time you post it, whatever you were talking about is kind of irrelevant and boring. So you need to learn to drop your ego. People don't really care. Everybody wants to be an independent creative. Everybody wants to drop out of school and be a YouTuber. So just be uncomfortable, risk rejection, and you're already 5 steps ahead of so many people. Most people don't even know how to be rejected for their art because it means everything to them. It means like, oh, was I never meant to do this? Am I bad? No. Maybe that video was bad, make another one. Step 3 is to try new things because you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail a lot. You're gonna fail again and again and again, and you can't get discouraged. The best way to try new things artistically is to just enjoy the process of it. If you're looking for money, if you're looking for attention, if you're looking for online validation, you're gonna fail. You need to do this because you like doing it. You need to enjoy the process of it, or else you're never gonna try something new. And whatever you try for the first time is not gonna work right away. You need to always adapt and just like the process of it. You like the tweaking, you like learning how to edit, you like learning how to film this. Oh, I like learning this new lens. Always adapt and grow. If you're not adapting and growing as an artist, other people are going to surpass you. Step 4 is to borrow from your favorite artists. And you can't be ashamed of this. That's the reason on my second channel, Sneako, I have my banner has like the 5 artists or 5 people that inspire me the most. A lot of people are too afraid to give props to the people that inspire them because they don't want to come off like a dick rider. Get over that. People inspire you. You know what art is? It's not copying. Art is borrowing from other places. All of your favorite artists have favorite artists. All your favorite artists borrow from other people. Don't be ashamed to take inspiration, own it, and adapt it, because everyone is different. It sounds corny, but everyone literally is unique and special to some degree. Everybody is different. A lot of people become bots and don't sound different or don't tap into how different they are because they stay in the comfort zone. So don't be afraid to give props. I'm inspired by Kanye, I'm inspired by Patrice, I'm inspired by different comedians, by Basquiat, by Ernest Hemingway, and I openly give them props, I openly shout them out because I'm not ashamed of that. A lot of people, I take inspiration from a lot of different places. That's good advice. If you're uncomfortable, then you're always taking inspiration from different, if you're always traveling, you're taking inspiration from different places. If you're talking to different people, you're taking inspiration from different places. And then you won't just be a copycat. If you're inspired by a million different things, nobody can call you a copy of this. That's the worst trap that you can fall into as a new artist. And that a lot of YouTubers are realizing now. Mr. Beast, for example, started a formula on YouTube of the certain thumbnail, a certain clickbait, a certain type of editing. He figured out the system and what YouTube videos should be if you want to get in the algorithm all the time. And now there's a specific genre on YouTube, and you know what I'm talking about. That's just straight up Mr. Beast copycats. And now they're realizing, like, yes, they have a lot of subscribers, they make a lot of money, but they don't know how to get out of that box. And as an artist, there's nothing more suppressing and nothing that feels worse than just being a Mr. Beast type channel. You don't want to be a type anybody. You want to be yourself because then you're never limited to anything. If you're in a Mr. Beast genre or whatever genre that you fall into, then you don't know how to explore past that. And now you're not an artist, you're a copycat. My last piece of advice, or no, not last one, the second to last piece of advice is to make the art that you want to see. This is something I learned early on and was really helpful in making videos that I was proud of. Think about what you think is missing in terms of art, online or whatever you want to get into. What do you want to see more of? What do you think is corny? Do the opposite of that. Whatever you want to see more of, whatever you think should exist in the world artistically, make that. And then you're always going to be proud of your videos. Think about that. That's underrated advice, and I don't hear people talk about it. Make the art that you want to see. Whatever you think people need to hear. And it's not that easy to think about that. It takes a lot of introspection. It takes a lot of self-reflection. It takes a lot of thinking, and you need to drop your ego. You need to do all the other steps in order to get there. But make the art that you think is missing. The last step is something that I learned from my mom when I was really young. And she always told me to dare to be different. Don't try to so hard to be special, or don't be the pick me. Like I'm not like the other ones, but dare to be different, or else you're gonna be a copycat. Don't just copy a formula that somebody else laid out. Take bits and pieces that other people have paved, but still use it to be different. Because trust me, you do not want to come off like a copycat. Dare to be different.